Raise your hand if you've ever tread water. Okay, now raise your hand if you've ever had to tread water to hide from the police. Though I've had to learn to avoid the police in Riverdale, I've had some unique experiences there. Riverdale for me is a home, though probably not the best. I've lived there my whole life, from the good times to the bad. Riverdale for me is a safe haven. I've had memories in Riverdale that are a part of me, like my first time bridge jumping without my brothers, running from the police, and meeting my first girl cousin, my age. Though residents of Riverdale and me have had some rough experiences, I have developed essential physical and social aspects I will need for the rest of my life. Having to tread water from the police taught me that you have to have the courage to do what needs to be done for your survival. The first time bridge jumping was completely nerve-wracking to me. Me and my friend Veronica thought it would be fun to go bridge jumping after the flood that happened the night before. So we walked all the way to Elm Hall, got on the side of the bridge, when we saw a car coming down. It did not take us that long to notice before we saw the sirens on top of the car. In a nervous haze, we both jumped off thinking that was the best solution because it never ends good when you run from a policeman. So we hid in the seaweedy, mucky part, the black part of the river, and we heard the car, the policeman get out of his car. And it was from there, right when the police started coming down on the side of the bridge to come look in the water to find us, something just then had to touch Veronica, and Veronica's eyes got so big, I was urging her to be quiet because it was essential that we didn't talk. Eventually, he ended up leaving, and we pretty much ran to our closest friend's house, and that's that. If we were hiding from the police, we were running from them on the streets. It was me and my friend Jordan staying at Veronica's house. We were playing a board game in the living room when we heard screaming from outside. We went to check it out before we could. The door slammed shut. The door slammed open, sorry. Profound language was heard all around the house. Veronica's mom and neighbors got into an altercation, and when someone called the police ended up coming and told us that we weren't allowed to leave. But Veronica's mom is a fighter and didn't want us to see it, so she told us to leave out the window. A few days later, taking a break from running from the police, I found out I was going to be meeting my first girl cousin. I was so anxious on the drive over to my grandpa's where she was staying. I was in the living room debating on going to her room when I heard footsteps coming up the stairs. We got to talking and found out that we have a lot in common. I eventually coughed up the courage to ask her to stay the night, and for the people who didn't get to meet her for the ride over, we introduced them and they absolutely loved her. We watched movies all night, we played apples to apples, and we did each other's makeup. Yes, my brothers included. When everyone was sleeping, we watched movies, and she taught me the Cup song that I completely destroyed, but it was completely worth it. Riverdale might not be the best place, but it's home to me. I forever have memories I can look back on for a lifetime. Looking back on those memories, I got away with jumping off the bridge and hiding from the police. I ran from a violent situation, though I wasn't supposed to. And a few days later, calming down, I got to meet my first girl cousin. Like someone once said, experience is the teacher of all things.